Due to the popularity and requests for more from my ancient Mayan spacecraft reverse engineered video, I present some more really thought-provoking places. They're real, you can visit, see, feel, taste, and touch. I've always been perplexed, wondering who, why, and how did they do this stuff. Most of these places were developed thousands of years before Christ. That's pretty perplexing right there. The first most perplexing place to me is the Mayan temple and its contents. Inside the temple are renderings, carvings, and drawings. Found in an underground vault was a huge stone engraved with their Paco god in what many believe is a flying machine. Does this represent their god inside a machine manipulating controls? Does this gold Mayan figurine actually look like a fish or a bird from the side? What was it that the Mayans saw that compelled them to make objects like these? Next are the Egyptian pyramids. Did you know there are pyramids all around the earth and they are virtually the same footprint as the Giza pyramids? Is this a coincidence? Did you know the Giza pyramids line up perfectly with the compass, which wasn't even invented until thousands of years later? Did you also know the pyramids are in the exact center of the Earth's landmass? Did you know many scientists believe the pyramids were once power generating stations that beamed radio signals into space? Offline now, due to earthquake catastrophes, the pyramids were said to be powered by the aquifers recently discovered underneath them. Did you know this power generation was confirmed in the late 1800s when Siemens, a famous electrical engineer, actually discovered high power emanating from the top of the pyramids, even in their degraded condition? Did you also know that found in the pyramid vaults were simple tools along with the schist disc? What is it and how did they make it? It's not a wheel. Wheels did not come on the scene till 1620 BC. This was 1400 years before the Hyksos invaded with the wheel. The next to excellent central part of the disc seems impossible to make with known tools from over 5,000 years ago. Some theorists say it's part of a power generator. This Egyptian model has a vertical rudder and a wing airfoil. How could that be? The pyramids are impressive, but tame compared to the more perplexing ruins at Pumapunko, South America. Even with modern-day technology, these structures defy logic. Who built these structures? How were they built? Why did they pick something so hard to do? Especially when rock quarries were over 10 miles away. The pier beam weighs an estimated 440 tons. That's equal to like 600 automobiles. Other blocks just lying around weigh between 100 and 150 tons. There is no known technology in all the ancient world that could have transported stones of such massive weight and size. Even today, with our modern technology, it has been said that this could not be recreated. The rocks are diorite and granite. The only known rock harder is the diamond. Were they using sonic vibrations and diamond-tipped tools? This carved stone has a precision-made 6mm wide groove which contains equidistant drilled holes. It seems impossible that these cuts were made with the use of stone or copper tools. How did they drill such perfect holes in such hard rock? In Sacsayhuaman and Cusco, the stones fit so perfectly no blade of grass or even a thin steel knife could slide between them. There's no mortar. They are irregular design and so heavy it would be a nightmare for a stonemason. Some scientists say they may have been heated to molten and set in place to cool, thus the perfect fit. Next, perplexing questions about the Nazca Lines in Peru. They can only be seen from the sky. What do they mean? Were the people trying to send a message to the protectors of the sky? Why did they do this? How did they do this? Did you know there is no dirt, big stones, or any rubble beside these lines? Where are the tools? Where's the dirt? This mountaintop was somehow leveled. Where's the dirt? Nazca has the highest level of minerals, gold, silver, etc. than any place on Earth. Maybe that's the clue. Next is Easter Island, Chile. Who put up these statues? Where did they get the stones? And how do they move them on this island? Next is Stonehenge, England. Not alone as rings of rocks go, but this is the most famous. Scientists now believe it is an ancient astrological calculator. Who built it? Why? How? It seems lots of cultures were obsessed with watching the stars to need structures like these. Why? Where did these civilizations go? They just seem to disappear. Do you think they just stopped by, made their permanent message to the people on Earth in long-lasting granite, and then split? Did you know they found an ancient computer over a century ago? It is hailed as the celestial supercomputer of the ancient world. It was found under the sea over 100 years ago and was recently X-rayed, and then a working model was recreated. Built in Greece in 150 BC, its complexity was probably unrivaled for at least 1,000 years, they say. It has 37 hand-cut bronze gears, each with 53 teeth. It has a clever pin and slot device that connects two wheels, allowing it to make subtle calculations about the moon's elliptical orbit around the planet. How could the ancients have built this, and with what tools? It seems everybody around the planet is obsessed with stargazing. Were they on a quest for a perfect calendar? And why? Then there are the Hindu Vimana flying machines. Sanskrit Hindu texts are filled with references to gods who fought battles in the sky using Vimanas with weapons as deadly as any we can deploy today. The holy Indian sages tell of two-storied celestial chariots with many windows. They roar off into the sky until they appear like comets. And other various Sanskrit books all describe at length these chariots called Vimanas. Said to be powered by winged lightning, it was a ship that soared into the air, flying to both solar and stellar regions. Today they speculate that Vimana aircraft could fly at the speed of light, using lightning for power. They could instantly get to any place on Earth. This is a Vimana hieroglyph. Note the plane and helicopter depicted. What did the Hindu people see that made them come up with all these drawings and scriptures thousands of years ago? Then there are the many accounts of King Solomon flying from place to place in a machine. The people called them flying carpets. The Solomon Mountains have mysteriously leveled peaks that are believed to be the king's landing zones. Again, how did it get leveled? And where is the dirt? And then, of course, there is our own Bible's book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel was instructed to build an open-top building to house the flying machine that God was going to fly and land in there. And he did, according to the scriptures. Ezekiel describes at length the flying machine that landed with a roar and smoke that looked like wheels within wheels. Was God another ancient astronaut who came here to set up a civilization? If so, sounds logical, since there seems to be evidence of other ancient gods around before Christ. And I'm personally okay with all that. Maybe it went like this. God says, be good, and I'll be back. Here's a book. And I say, time to come back, sir, because we need you. Do you know about the small flying objects being photographed today called rods? We'll talk about rods next time, plus the ancient, mysteriously accurate maps that were made of the Earth long before we could. Wow, there's a lot of unexplained things there for sure.